welcome to Shelby Township Parks and Recreation in the News. I'm Joe Youngblood. With me is Mike Adams from the Parks and Recreation Department. On our Parks and Recreation show, we'll keep our residents updated with all the latest and greatest happenings here in the Parks and Recreation Department. And after Mike's section, we have Lauren Oxlade from the Burgess Shadbush Nature Center. So it's always an exciting time when she brings a surprise animal out from the Nature Center. So looking forward to that.
It's your favorite part of the show, isn't it?
It is, Mike. You do a great job, but
I know.
it's
you
hard to top,
you love those animals.
Hard to top Lauren and the animals. So,
yep.
Anyways, on to the recreation end. We have adult softball, Mace Decker Park. Mm-hmm. We get calls all the time. My opinion, it's one of the best leagues in the state of Michigan. I know myself, I played out in the league for 20 years, haven't played in a couple years now, getting a little too old for that. Mike, you do a great job running it. Mike Marquette and grounds department keep the fields up. But what do you feel is the biggest draw? I mean, obviously, I'm going to say it because I know you don't want to, but you're very organized with the scheduling and the way you attention to details with the league, and that helps draw people in. But what do you feel? What's the big draw? Is it the family atmosphere, or what do you think?
Well, I appreciate the comment.
Sure.
I think it's a little bit of a combination of everything. I think it's the park itself, which is great for families. Yeah. It's just not an open field. When you have the wife and kids there. Mm-hmm. We have 2 tot lots. We got tennis courts. We got the pond nearby. So I think it's a combination of the park. Our prices are really good. That's definitely a huge factor nowadays.
Right.
Some leagues are double what we are for about the same number of games. I think it's our umpires. Our umpires have been out here, probably 20 plus years, a lot of these umpires. So the guys are familiar with that, which is big to have a good rapport with the umpires.
And Ed, you're exactly right. The rapport that they have with the umps is amazing, because you don't see that in a lot of adult softball leagues, because you'll play a game, you have a different ump, and I think at that time some of the players don't show respect. But when you have the same guy out there all the time, you don't want to get in his bad side. And plus, the umpires do a great job.
And some of the other locations that have softball, I think they have a weekly turnover on umpires. You have a new umpire every week, like you said, and that is a big key. And Pete and the guys do a great job there. And I think it's just a combination of all those factors. People come to us and say they're leaving different areas, different facilities that come to ours, and I think the grounds, the maintenance on the fields, people tell us. Guys have been playing for 50 years, say it's the best fields they've ever played on, so that's a great compliment. And I think it's just a combination of all those factors.
Sure. Well, great job, and keep up the great work. And I do have a question, Mike, because we do get a lot of calls here at Parks and Rec. People want to know what night should they play in, because their team, they have some teams that are very recreation, they have some very competitive. So if I was to call Parks and Rec and ask that question, Mike, what would you tell me as far as what are the different nights and different levels of play that we have?
Well, I'd probably have a lot of questions for you, so we get you on the right night. But basically, we're running 6 nights a week out there. Monday, we have a men's D League. Tuesday, we have a women's league, which has been growing every year. We've been averaging about 8 teams out in the women's, so that's great. Wednesday is our highest level league. It's a C League. Just really good competition on Wednesday nights.
So those are pretty much tournament teams on Sunday.
A lot of tournament players on Wednesdays.
Tournament players, yeah.
Yep. Thursdays is a really strong D League. We've had a 100% return rate on teams staying on Thursday. So unfortunately, we haven't had any openings the past 3 years. Same teams come back every single Thursday league. That's a really strong D League. Friday is our co-ed league. And Saturday we're off, a day of rest. And Sunday is another men's D League, Sunday afternoon, basically from 3 to about 9 o'clock.
What's the turnout for the co-ed league?
Actually, co-ed has been maintaining. We can take up to 16 teams, and we've been averaging between 12 and 16 teams on that league. I think some of those teams were gentlemen that played in other leagues, in other nights in our league, and some women that play on Tuesday. So I think if we don't fill up, it's because some of those teams funnel to other nights at our facilities. But co-ed's been doing really well.
And what would you say the level of play is for co-ed? Is it more recreational?
We do have a couple teams that are very competitive, but overall the other 10 or dozen teams is pretty recreational, yes.
So if you had a very large split in talent level, you could always eventually have a North and a South division, or 2 different divisions if needed?
Yeah, if we got some teams from other...
But they're pretty similar in talent for the most part?
Yeah, I think from Team 1 to Team 16, there's not a huge discrepancy, but with any league, you're going to have a couple top-tier teams and a couple low-tier teams. But overall, everyone seems to have a good time. We don't have any issues out there with anybody running up the score.
Yeah.
And then no 40-1 games.
Well, that's good. And once again, it's just a beautiful place to play. Great place for the whole family to come on out and watch the games, and for the children to have many different activities while mom or dad's playing the softball games.
The basketball courts a couple years ago.
Great point.
Yep.
Very good. Good stuff going on at Maystecker Park. All right. Thank you, Mike, on the adult softball
Sure.
update. Switching gears, youth soccer. Shelby Township, we know, is very popular with AYSO and USL here in the township. But at Shelby Parks and Rec, we have the youth soccer program for somebody that doesn't want to play 2 different seasons or 3 nights a week. So give us a little bit about the youth soccer program we have here in Shelby Township, how long it lasts, and where they play at.
Our youth soccer goes spring, summer, and fall. We have 3 different seasons. They're real short seasons, like you said. A lot of people do not like that 2-season commitment where you have to sign up for both seasons. So our compact seasons are about 4 to 6 weeks. Very low-cost program, usually around $45 to $50. They get a jersey. All the equipment's provided for them. Again, spring, summer, and fall. We're kind of right in the middle of the fall season right now. And it's ran by the parent volunteers. We do require the parents to volunteer sometimes for coaching, and they do a great job.
We have nothing but positive feedback on this program.
It's fun. It's a lot of fun.
My daughter's 10 now, but when she was 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, I coached in the league, and what a fun league. Like I said, it's not a big commitment. I never played soccer my entire life, but basically you're teaching the kids just about teamwork and basically how to score a goal and how to defend. And I think it's just a perfect fit because it's the children that just want that 45 minutes, to an hour of game experience to go on out and have their fun. And also, they get to play in the tot lot equipment after and have their snacks and treats. But it's just a nice introductory soccer program.
Yeah, we don't post scores and standings up, and it's somewhat non-competitive, although a family game in the backyard can get competitive.
Sure.
It's
the kids know the score.
Oh yeah, the kids and the parents definitely know the score.
Some more than others.
Yeah, and it's just great for a social, maybe a first social time, or introduction to any sport. And the 3-year-olds are just great to watch.
Oh, they are.
It's a lot of fun.
A lot of fun. So that's the youth soccer here at Shelby Township Parks and Rec. Give us a call at 731-0300 to register for the youth soccer program. Mike, we just wrapped up the second season of Little League Baseball. We had Little League Baseball, then we had Parks and Rec Summer Baseball. Everything went really well. We had record number turnouts for the second season, didn't we?
Yep, it was our largest season by far for second season. After the season, we had a couple coaches come in, said it was the best league that they played in here.
Wonderful.
And I think that had to do with not having 95-degree weather a lot. But coaches did, by far, just a wonderful job this summer with all the leagues down from our PWT up to our 16-year-old baseball league. The coaches did a great job, and hardly any complaints the whole season.
Good. And a special thanks to all of our coaches and managers for the Little League and summer baseball season. Without the volunteer parents coaching, we wouldn't be able to have these leagues. So we appreciate all you do. We know how much time and energy that you put into it. So thank you very much from Shelby Parks and Rec. Mike, we have, switching gears away from some of our sports, we have a very big event coming up that's, last 2 years we've ran it in the pouring rain and still had great turnouts. It's the Halloween Spooktacular. So, Mike, this is held at Riverbends Park, and what's the date and time of this?
It's Saturday, October 18th, noon to 2. We've done some combining of a couple events. We have our trunk or treat portion as well as our Spooktacular.
Right out in the parking lot, trunk or treat.
The cars pull up in the parking lot, pull in and decorate and pass out candy from their trunks of their vehicles. We all have our games that we've been doing for many years. The kids love that, where they get tons of candy and treats. Noon to 2 this year, so a 2-hour time block for both events. It has been a little chilly, but year over year, the trunk or treat has doubled, and I think it's going to be a huge turnout this year.
Yeah, I really think it will, and you can see for the families that come and the excitement that they have decorating their vehicles and just getting in the Halloween spirit.
Halloween is getting more popular.
Right.
Holiday or whatever you want to call it. So, and we've had people who've been calling to register for a month now already. So I think it's going to be huge this year.
And thank you to Genesis Credit Union for being the headline sponsor for the Halloween Spooktacular Riverbends Park. So, free event. Give us a call if you're interested in registering. 731-0300. There's no charge. We just want to have an idea of how many people will be coming, because we get some of the people who like to know how much candy to buy for passing out for the event. So looking forward to a wonderful day. That's the Halloween Spooktacular 2014. Mike's, I hate to even say this, but snowmobile safety is coming. I can't believe it. It's 80 degrees right now.
Yep, and it's coming.
I know. It's hard to even talk about. I'll let you talk about this one because I'm not a fan of the winter, and I don't even want to think about it. But we have to have snowmobile safety.
Yep. With the winter we had last year and the winter they're predicting for this year,
oh, boy,
it's coming. November 22nd is our snowmobile safety class. It's 9 to 3 p.m. Same instructor we've had for numerous years. He does a great job with the class. You always hear about it every year with accidents out there, and this is a great course for anybody that's interested. It kind of stretches not just for snowmobiles but anything. I know a lot of people, some of my family does a lot of four-wheeling in the winter, and there's a lot of precautions you need to take, especially in the winter months, especially on snowmobiles. So it's it's great,
just in general, it's a great safety class.
It is, it really is. And like I said, the instructor does a great job. Anyone that's even remotely interested, you don't have to just own a snowmobile. If you're going to be on one, you should probably take the course coming up November 22nd.
November 22nd.
Yep.
Very good. So there you have it, Snowmobile Safety 2014. Give us a call to get registered. Also, we have the Winter Spring newsletter in Shelby Township will be mailed out over the next 2 to 3 weeks. So please keep an eye out in your mailbox for the newsletter. It'll also be on our website at shelbytwp.org. So please check it out, bookmark it to one of your favorites. Also, you can like us on Facebook, Shelby Parks and Recreation. So please do so. We have all the different dates and registration times and dates to sign up for Parks and Rec. Anything special going on in the parks will be on our Facebook page as well. So please like us there, and we get a lot of information out to all of our residents. Mike, especially the baseball season, we had any cancellations, one click of the button is right on Facebook, and it's very nice tool to have to get the word out to over 1,000 children and their parents in our baseball leagues. Well, Mike, thank you very much for being on Shelby Parks and Rec in the news. Appreciate your insight as usual, and keep up the great job with the Adult Softball League.
Thank you.
And we'll be right back after these messages with Lauren Oxlade from the Burgess Shadbush Nature Center.
The picnic shelters at Riverbends Park are available for rent starting January 9th, 2012. Reservations for the Bittersweet, Hickory Grove, and Maple View shelter will be accepted for groups for the months of May through September. For available dates, please contact Shelby Township Parks and Recreation Department at 586-731-0300. Amenities include a number of picnic tables, 8 grills scattered throughout the main park area, playscape and disc golf course, horseshoe pits, and volleyball nets. For more information and residential and non-residential fees, please call the Shelby Township Parks and Recreation Department at 586-731-0300.
Hello and welcome back to Shelby Township Parks and Recreation in the News. I'm Joe Youngblood. Now we have a special guest, Lauren Oxlade from the Burgess Shadbush Nature Center. Lauren, thanks for being on the show today. We appreciate everything you do at the Nature Center.
Sure.
We have, at the Nature Center, we have camps all year, well, all summer long, a lot of different special activities. Now we're getting to the fall activities.
Yes.
So I see we have some items coming up here. If you want to cover some of those for us, it'd be great.
Sure. This upcoming Saturday, we have a program on bats. We have a specialist coming. It's going to be an awesome event. It's free. There's no charge to be there. If you want some information about it, you can call the Nature Center. You can ask for myself, or you can ask for Dan Farmer. He's our naturalist. Also Kerry Crozier. He's the park coordinator. He can help you as well with some more information about that. But it is this Saturday.
So if it's on bats, if I'm going there as a homeowner and had a question about what do I do if I have bats in my house, would he cover that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, really?
And I'm sure he'll stick around a little bit after to answer questions and things like that. I know he's going to do a presentation. I don't believe there's going to be any live bats there, but it should be a very interesting, informative program.
And has this person done this program on bats before at the Nature Center, or is this new?
He's a new guest presenter,
okay.
so we're pretty excited to have him there.
Wonderful.
we're excited to see what
and
he
there's
has.
pre-register for this?
You can just show up.
Okay.
I mean, if you're bringing a large group, a courtesy call to let us know would be appreciated, but it's not required.
Now, is this a free event?
Yep, there's no charge.
Wonderful.
Just show up.
Very good.
Yeah.
And also, I know at the Nature Center we had, I think we started a couple of years ago, the fall wagon rides. And
Yeah.
are we continuing that this year?
Yeah, weather permitted, we're going to do the fall wagon rides. That's on October 11th, so a week from this Saturday. There's going to be a cookout, weather provided. We're not going to be providing food for the cookout, so if you would like to bring hot dogs or things like that, you're more than welcome to do so. We will have the forks that you need to roast. We'll provide the fire, and we'll also provide the condiments, but hot dogs and buns and things like that you'll need to provide yourself.
And that'll be right at the Nature Center?
Yeah,
In the fire pit behind the Nature Center?
And that's from 11:30 to 3.
Wonderful. And I heard a lot of good things about the wagon rides last year. And once they go on, do they get a little tour of all the different leaves,
Yeah.
fall colors, and so on?
Yep, you'll tour around a little bit of the park. It won't be super long, so if the weather is, one extreme or the other, you won't be in the elements for that long. But we do try to go outside and do activities, rain or shine, providing no one's in obviously any danger. But we would hope that people would dress for the weather and expect to be outside.
Sure. Well, it's fall in Michigan.
Yeah, you never know what to expect, so definitely come bundled up if the weather calls for it.
And what are the dates for the fall wagon rides?
The fall wagon ride, that's on October 11th, so that's a
October
week from
11th,
this Saturday.
okay.
Yep, and that's $2 per person ages 4 and up.
Okay.
Anyone under 4 is more than welcome to come. There's just no charge.
Okay. Well, you can't beat that price.
Yeah, it's a good price.
Well, good. What else do we have coming up, Lauren? I know we got a few different activities. You guys are always
Yeah.
keeping the public busy over at the Nature Center.
We try. We have Spider Mania. That's on October 18th. So we have events every weekend in October. That's sort of what's fun about the off season from camps, is that we are able to run a lot of special events that we aren't able to do during the camp season. But we have Spider Mania on October 18th. That's from 11 to 4. And that is all about spiders. It'll be...
I'm starting to sense a Halloween theme here.
Yeah, we
With
try and
bats
do
and
it.
spiders
Mhm.
and
These
hence
sort of things.
Halloween's coming up.
Yeah, these sort of things we try and sort of keep the Halloween spirit and mood, and it all leads up to our Halloween event.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, but that event, that's $3 per person ages 4 and up. So again, anyone under 4 is more than likely to attend, or more than welcome to attend. There's just no charge.
Very good. And also, speaking of Halloween, I know we kick it off with the Haunted Nature Center.
Yeah, the Haunted Nature Center, that's always the Friday and Saturday before Halloween. It never falls on Halloween. I know Halloween this year is on a Friday, so it's going to be the weekend before that. So that's going to be October 24th and 25th, and that's from 7 to 9 p.m. It's a walk-in event only, so there's no pre-registration. Again, if you're bringing a really large group, a scout group or brownies or something like that, it never hurts to call and say, hey, we're planning on showing up at such time with a larger group, but it's not required. It is a walk-in event.
And is that still inside and outside?
Yeah, weather permitting, we will have some outdoor elements, but the majority of it will be set up indoors, and it's designed to be a little bit spooky but not frightening. The age demographic that we're shooting for is 3 to 8 years old, and we will be handing out candy. We encourage kids to come dressed. We encourage parents to come dressed in Halloween outfits and bring their trick-or-treating bags. We won't be providing trick-or-treating bags, so we would encourage people to bring some.
It is a very nice event.
Yeah,
I've been
it's
there
a lot
with
of
my
fun.
family the last 3 or 4 years, and you guys do a wonderful job.
Well,
Like you
thank
said,
you.
it's spooky.
Yes,
But
we're
the
not trying
kids
to
are,
make anyone cry.
Okay with it, exactly. Very nice event.
Yeah, and that's $2 per person ages 3 and up. Younger kids are welcome, but there's no fee.
Okay, very good. And Lauren, if you haven't watched the show before, each show brings a special animal from the Nature Center. And Lauren, today you have, I called it an iguana, and I know you corrected me, it's a bearded dragon.
She is a bearded dragon.
She? Okay.
And I think Sunny's been on the show before.
Yes.
But
Good to
she
see
is,
you, old friend.
Yeah, she is a favorite of a lot of visitors and a lot of staff and volunteers at the Nature Center, so it never hurts to see her again. She is a bearded dragon, and they get the name bearded dragon from all of these spikes that she has underneath her throat.
Yeah, I see that.
That sort of resembles a beard, and when she's frightened or when she is sort of defending her territory, she can make that throat really, really dark, and that just makes her look to the to her competition a little bit more ferocious, so
And are
that
these-
helps with the name.
Right, and these are there to protect her?
If you feel them, they're actually not sharp. It would definitely deter something from wanting to eat her, but you can feel them, and they're not super sharp. They're just really designed to look big and scary.
Okay. But yeah, that would make sense. So it would help where an animal may think twice about eating it, just the way how sharp it is.
Yeah, she doesn't look too appetizing.
And now, where would you find a bearded dragon at? Because I don't think you normally find these in the woods of Shelby Township.
We would hope not. They're definitely not from around here, and one of our winters would definitely be too harsh for them.
I know I've seen them in Mexico before.
They're strictly from Australia. There are lots of different species of lizard all over the world. These guys are
This
strictly
specific one is from,
strictly from Australia. They are very common in the pet trade. I personally don't think that they're very good pets because they are a lot of work. They need special lighting and diet and vitamins and things like that.
They have to have the right temperature.
Yes, very specific temperatures and humidity. But for someone who may have an allergy to pet dander or birds or things like that, they're not a terrible choice as long as you do your homework and you know that you're providing them everything that they need.
And what do you feed the bearded dragons?
Well, she is an omnivore, so she's going to eat a combination of plants and meat. So at the Nature Center, she gets crickets and mealworms and tomato worms. And the tomato worms, they really are the tomato worm that you can find on your tomato plants at home. But we buy them from a local pet store. And those get dusted with different vitamins or sprayed with different vitamins. On a weekly basis to keep her healthy. And then she also gets salads, which have a combination of dark greens like spinach and collards and things like that, and then fruits and vegetables.
How often does she eat, or how many times a day, or how much does she eat in one
We
day?
offer her food twice a week, and we alternate between meat and vegetables.
Twice a week?
Or meat and plant material.
So she doesn't eat a whole lot.
No, and reptiles actually, in the wild, most reptiles are opportunistic feeders, so they're just going to eat when that opportunity presents itself. And a lot of reptiles can go lengthy periods of time without eating. We wouldn't obviously encourage people to not provide those animals with food. And that's why I said she's offered food twice a week. She might not necessarily eat that often, but they are definitely lower maintenance as far as how often they need to be fed. If you had to go away for a long weekend or something, they could certainly survive a weekend without being fed.
Well, that makes it a little bit easier.
Yeah. There are some pros and cons.
Right, exactly. I noticed the back claws, two of the toes, or whatever you want to call their, I'd call them
Her toes, yeah.
Are extremely long. Is that something due to climbing trees in the back?
That I don't know. They're typically a ground
So you
dwelling
wouldn't find them
reptile.
climbing, yeah.
Not typically. She does have some different things within her enclosure at the Nature Center that she's able to climb up on if she wants to get closer or further away from her basking light. But I'm not exactly sure in particular why she has two toes that are longer than the other.
Yeah, I just thought it was a unique feature.
Yeah, I suppose it's like we have one finger that's longer than all the others, and
Good point.
I have no idea why.
Do you have to trim her fingernails?
Yeah, I do trim them sort of on an as-needed basis. In the
It just
wild,
looks like they've been clipped, yeah.
yeah. Well, she knew she was going to be on TV today, so we
had to
made
get
sure
her nails done.
her nails done.
Yeah, right.
But
Can I hold it?
yeah, sure. Just hold both hands out flat, and I do
Like
trim
that?
them as needed. But in the wild, they would wear down more naturally, and they obviously wouldn't need to be trimmed. But in captivity, their substrate and things like that aren't as rough as they would be in the wild, so we do trim them.
What a nice, relaxing animal.
Yeah, as far as lizards go, or reptiles,
Yeah.
she's pretty calm. And
Very calm.
yeah, Sunny, bearded dragons, they're obviously not a lizard that you would see in Michigan, but we have her at the Nature Center as a teaching aid. Michigan has 2 species of lizard, both of which are very small and very fast and very easily frightened. So it wouldn't necessarily be fair to try and keep them in captivity or to use them for programs. So we have Sunny to use as a teaching aid for lizards in place of the 2 species that we have in Michigan.
Okay. Now, if you saw one of these, if you're on a vacation in Australia, would you be able to hold one like this?
I don't know. I've never been to Australia. It's on my bucket list, but
But I'm just saying, I can't
don't
believe
know
how
if-
calm.
yeah, I don't
Is it
know
just
if
from
they're
being around
this
people so
docile.
much, probably?
I would imagine so. She was born in captivity and raised in captivity, and she is often used for programs at the Nature Center. So I think a lot of it has to do with that aspect. I would imagine they'd be much more flighty and aggressive in the wild. I wouldn't mess with them.
Yeah. Her
They
claws
do have
are
teeth.
kind of sharp.
Yeah, and
Oh,
they
they
do
have
have sharp
teeth?
claws. Hmm.
Oh boy.
Yeah, they have fairly sharp teeth. But in the time she's been at the nature center, which I think is about 10 years, she's never bit anybody.
Okay.
So,
Way to jinx me.
yeah, right. She's pretty trustworthy.
Okay.
We let little kids hold her, so I
Her
think you'll do all right.
left claw is kind of going into my skin. Easy.
I made sure that they weren't too sharp before we came here.
Okay. I get out of my skin. Whoops, starting to move. So she's very calm.
Yeah, she's been a great ambassador for reptiles, because reptiles are not everyone's thing. So often people come in and she has changed a lot of minds about reptiles.
Boy, I tell you what, it's amazing how you can pet her this way, but going back.
It's very different.
Holy cow.
Her scales lay a lot like shingles on a
Yeah.
house.
Right.
So yeah, if you pet her one way, it's very smooth. If you pet her the other way, it's pretty rough.
And what do they use the claws for? Is it for digging out in the wild? Or
Yeah,
defense?
digging, just getting around, climbing if they have to,
Yeah.
defense, all of the above.
Because I could see them being very sharp.
In the wild, I would imagine they would be.
Yeah. She has a good grip on me.
Yeah.
She's nice. So now, what do you guys call her again?
Her name is Sunny.
Sunny.
Yeah, and we had a naming contest a few years ago because for some time she didn't have a name, and so kids were able to submit what they thought she should be named, and then I think we drew 5, and of those 5, we chose the one that was most appropriate. There were a lot of spikes, but we didn't think
Yeah.
that was quite girly enough for her.
I
So
like
we went with
Sunny.
Sunny. Yeah, and they do often bask in the sun, so it's sort of has some.
And she has some yellow in her.
And she does, and she has a very sunny disposition, so we thought the name fit.
Now, does the bearded dragon have good hearing? I see the ear system is unique.
I don't know how well they can hear, but their ears are very prominent.
Yeah.
And actually, leopard geckos, that's a smaller species of lizard, if you shine a flashlight on one side of their ear, you can see light coming out the other side. So I don't know how smart they are. But yeah, she does have very big ear openings.
All right, Sunny. Well, you've been a good little visitor for us. So
Yeah, she's been very
I'll
well
get
behaved.
back to the professional
Thank you.
bearded dragon holder.
Yeah, sometimes.
Look at, she likes me.
Well,
she's
she's just warming up.
I've never seen her open her mouth.
Did she stick her tongue out
Yeah,
at you?
I didn't know.
Yeah, she sort of just tastes things.
Okay.
And
I didn't know what that was. That was funny.
she's probably warming up a little bit. Being a reptile, she's cold-blooded, which just means she is whatever temperature her surroundings are.
Okay.
So probably from sitting on your hands, she's warmed up a little bit, and so she's feeling a little bit more active.
Okay, Sunny. You scared me there. But,
She's just checking you out.
Well, thanks a lot for bringing Sunny on the
Sure.
show today and filling our residents in with all the great activities you guys have.
Sure,
at the
we've got a
Nature
lot of
Center.
fun things coming up.
Great. All right, Lauren, thank you very much.
Sure.
Thank you very much for watching Shelby Township Parks and Rec in the news. Please remember, here at Shelby Parks and Rec, we create community through people, parks, and programs.